I'm David Gregory with our Meet the Press Take 2 Web Extra. We're joined again by Rachel Maddow, host of MSNBC's Rachel Maddow Show. Hey, Rachel, good to have you here.
Thank you. It's so nice to be asked.
After party, the after web party.
I always get nervous after I do big things, so you're now getting me the part where I'm like, right. Oh, God.
The taping is over. I do want to ask one thing. You know, one of my observations as you look at the president on this, which is, if the real challenge that he seems to have is making this debate really kind of a major issue of our time. And rightly or wrongly, President Bush, after 9/11, both had that created for him and made the run to the Iraq War that. To what extent do you think the president should be doing a better job having a singular focus on this issue to try to overcome what's arrayed against him?
I don't think that having a singular focus is what he needs, because I think there's so many important things that he can't walk away from. I mean, he can't walk away from the economy. He's trying to make this part of addressing the economy, talking about how toxic the current healthcare system is for our economic worries. Now, obviously, he can't walk away from the wars that we're in. There's so many things that he can't put on the back burner. There really aren't any big back burners for him to put stuff on.
But if that's the case, then is it too ambitious to take something like this on?
This is the time when, I mean, every president other than George W. Bush has tried to do something big on health care. And I think that the country needs it, and I think that he's got huge majorities in the House and the Senate, and he's got to try to do it. And I actually think that something changed in the last week, which is that with those town hall meetings, you started to hear not only the president himself putting himself out there, spending some political capital, spending some time doing it, but putting that campaign-style hope not fear language into the debate. I think he is trying to move people on the issue. But healthcare is complicated. You know, it's complicated and it's emotional for all the wrong reasons. It mostly just produces anxiety. For him to try to inject some hope into it is him trying to brand it with the sort of Obama politics, but it's hard.
From the politics to the personal, what's it been like for you to make this transition to becoming a television host with such success on MSNBC at a time when you're taking on a lot of these big issues?
Yeah, thank you. I try to pretend like I am doing exactly what I was doing a year ago, in the sense that I try to pretend that nobody can see me when I'm doing my job. For me, I feel like I won the job lottery, and I would love to keep doing this job for a very long time.
It is impactful. I mean, television has the impact, especially in these conversations, don't you find?
Yeah, it does. And, I mean, right now, honestly, in the cable news world, Fox is so dominant that, yes, we're beating CNN, but Fox is lapping both of us right now. And they are approaching this in a totally different way. So I think about the universe of cable news, and sort of a strange universe. Like, sort of it's me against Larry King at 9 o'clock, but Mr. King does a very different show than I do. And we're up against Mr. Hannity, who's operating in a completely different universe as far as I can tell. So the milieu in which I operate is one that I don't totally understand. So I try to stay really focused on the content rather than on how it affects things in the outside world. I try to stay real focused on writing a good script, having good research, getting the facts right, doing good interviews, presenting it well. You know how hard it is. I mean, getting a show on the air is a full-time job. We're
both on Twitter. We're both on Facebook.
Yes.
Ali F. writes a question. After the healthcare debacle has passed, maybe that's a judgment of what's going to happen, what do you think will be the most pressing issue on the president's policy agenda?
Wow. Well, the continued work on trying to fix the economy is going to, I think, move into sharper focus as an attempt to fix the regulatory structure of the finance industry. I mean, I think there is going to have to be a little bit of Obama v. Wall Street. And he has not set up the people around him. He has not set up his major picks on economic issues to really have a lot of allies if he really is going to take on Wall Street. He's got a lot of Wall Street veterans surrounding him. So I think that's going to be very complicated politics. And I think it's going to be very important for liberals and progressives in particular to be sort of on their toes about that one.
Do liberals think he's lived up to his promise?
I don't think liberals think he had much liberal promise. I mean, I think that he was a very good candidate, and I think that he did get a lot of liberal support, but I don't think that liberals believed that he was anything other than a centrist. He's a centrist Democrat. And so I think liberals knew, at least liberals that I know, sort of knew that coming into it.
No different than Bill Clinton?
Not really. No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, the way that he said that he would be different from Bill Clinton were matters of style, not substance. When he talked about what actually then First Lady Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton did wrong in health care, he said, I don't think that the health care meeting should have been done in secret. Okay, well, they're slightly more transparent now, slightly, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get a better health care plan out of it. It's more about whether or not he's going to be. His campaigning against the Clintonian legacy in democratic politics was about effectiveness, about how you get stuff done. It wasn't about what he wanted to get done.
Does he represent change from President Bush in the ways that you would expect it and hope for?
Yes, in the sense that I think that it's most particularly on foreign policy. I think the areas in which he has been an actual disappointment, in which he actually has not met expectations in comparison with President Bush, is on issues of like state secrecy and prisoner issues.
Here's a very important question to conclude with, and that is from NYC Force. Ask Rachel what shoes she's wearing. She tweeted that she was worried if the set would hide her sneakers.
All right.
Truth time.
There we go.
Truth time.
Where's the...
wow. Wow.
Sorry. Is this
very
useful?
There you go.
Yes, there we go.
That's
it's
that
the
is no
only
sneaker.
pair of shoes that I have that aren't sneakers, and I wear them whenever I think my feet might show. I got so much response to that tweet. People, about half and half, people warning me. Yes, I have seen feet on Meet the Press. And then some people saying, no, I haven't seen feet. And then a lot of people saying, oh, we don't care, wear the sneakers. And so I got really worried that you could see them. And so I found my one pair of hard shoes.
You know, when we talked about it last night at 11:30 at night, I said, go ahead, wear the sneakers.
What are you wearing?
I'm not wearing sneakers. I'm wearing a nice...
Those are nice.
I'm wearing, yeah, a little loafer.
Tremendous.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Meet the Press. Go inside Washington to the heart of politics. Text NTP to 622-639 and find out who will meet the press each Sunday.